Morning, Trainiacs. Biggest thing that I'm working on right now, whoa, lock your wheels. That I'm working on right now is the swimming catch. Now that's like when you get into the water, you want to catch a bunch of water with the surface of your forearm and your palm so that you've actually got something kind of stable to push back. That's how you generate your propulsion to go forward. And in my case, that's the biggest thing that I got to work on. So what I started looking at was a bunch of the footage from the Lucy Charles How to Swim Masterclass at our pro-triathlon-training.com, and I noticed that like she has a swim catch that is inhuman. It's wild. So after I go through this swim, we're gonna go back and I'm gonna show you some of those clips from the Pro Triathlon Training Masterclass that show just how insane Lucy Charles' swim catch really is. It's a sight to behold. I don't think any of us can really do it, but we can learn from it. Holy moly, that was a battle. 3,600 meters, long course, and I needed the full hour and a half to do that. Just so much pull buoy with chambers filled and really big efforts of like 25s and 50s with rest in between. Takes a long time to do swims these days. My lats are sore from pulling, trying to get that catch right. It's no wonder Lucy Charles is jacked. Let's show that off back at the cave. Trainiacs. All right, we have some excellent footage from Lucy Charles back when we were in Lanzarote doing the course with her for pro triathlon training. Now, a few things to just address. Number one, she's awesome. You should go check out the website at pro-triathlon-training.com. Her and Reese, nailed it. Second thing to address is that she is a former elite swimmer. She is built for swimming. She's very wide, she's very broad, she's very flexible. So a lot of the things that we are going to see in her swimming are things that we're physically not going to be able to do, but there are some key takeaways and principles that she's doing that we can apply. There are things that we can learn from. Okay, so right here at this very first frame is where the swim catch starts. And this is a key thing to look at. So, you know when a lot of people say like, oh, you should try to enter the water so that there's no bubbles. Well, a lot of people are just slapping the water around, creating a bunch of bubbles, not realizing why. One of the reasons that bubbles happen is because you enter and a lot of people have an elbow that ends up entering at the same time or earlier as their hand. But however, look at Lucy here and her fingertips are deeper into the water than her elbow is. So that is the start of the swim catch. We always want to have fingertips lower than wrist, which is lower than elbow, which is lower than shoulder. That's the start of it. And we start that right with the entry, keeping those fingertips entering first and elbow following after. You can see exactly what I'm talking about right there. If we were to draw a straight line from her shoulder to her fingertips, everything is pointing downward. So it's going to set her up for basically what we've got right here is right there. When we are swimming, we want to get our hand and arm coming down from the elbow in a almost vertical position. But one of the things that's really interesting about Lucy is that she is a former elite swimmer, and commonly what we'll see from elite swimmers is they'll be professing that out here, as your hand is way out extended, you get this early vertical forearm and boom, way out over top of your head, up here, you've got your hand vertical like that. Well, even with Lucy, being a former elite swimmer and still being one of the fastest triathlon swimmers in the world, she is still taking all the way to basically even with the front of her head before her hand is vertical. And that is something that's key for us, because you could just try it right now. Try doing this, putting your hand directly out in front of you and then trying to get it vertical. See how much pressure there is on your shoulder. Then start putting pressure there and see how much strength you have. You probably don't have a ton, but all of a sudden bring your hand back here more in line with your head, and you can hold that fairly comfortably for a long time. That's going to be a very stable, a very powerful position for you. If we think about when we lift ourselves out of the water, it's really not until we get around here that we can really start pushing. And we can look at that really nice catch that she's got that just starts very slowly and boom, right there around even with the front of her head. That's when her forearm and hand goes vertical. Now, further to that, let's look at what happens as the arm goes back. What we see is that that forearm and hand right there, like that's perfect. It's still vertical and pointing at the back of the pool, because we want to be going that way. So that means that our hand and our forearm have to be pushing water that way to make us go forward. And you can see that with Lucy, it is held for a really long period of time. Basically, right from this point here, that's where the propulsion starts. That bit right there, that's just setting it up. There's no propulsion really going on there, but she's setting it up, grabbing some water, bam, she's got water, push it back, push it back, push it straight back. She's even got a little bit of a dip that we'll see from the front where it's vertical, 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 and she even breaks her wrist slightly all the way to that point. So she is propelling herself forward for this entire distance. That's incredible. I'm probably like there. So let's change angles now and show it from the front. Now, what you can see here is that Lucy enters the water right in line with her shoulder. That's where you want to be entering. You don't want to be crossing over. You don't want to be way out here. When you cross over, you end up having to push your hand that way to counterbalance it. When you pull way out here, you've got to go this way to counterbalance it. And if you're going that way, you're pushing yourself that way, not straight. If you're pulling yourself that way, you're pulling yourself that way, not straight. So right in line with your shoulders where you want. And you can see that it's basically the same on the other side. So she's right in line with her shoulder here. And she stays largely in line with her shoulder, coming just slightly out. And that out and back in little S movement, that's not something that we really need to worry about as age group swimmers. That's a very advanced technique where you're grabbing extra water and pushing it back. In our case, as long as we stay in our shoulder and we push back straight, we're gonna be okay. But this here is the big thing that we wanna get to. We wanna get to a position where our hands are facing down. You know what? I'm gonna hit pause. Lucy, you've done a great job of demonstrating. What we wanna get to is a position where our hands are pointed down, fingertips at the bottom of the pool. As I mentioned, palm facing the back edge of the pool, and our arms are kind of like a greater than, less than symbol. And we're holding that position as long as we can, and towards the end, we actually have a moment where our wrists are firm, 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 and to stay pointed at the back of the pool, they break back here. Now that's as simple as the swimming catch needs to be. You enter in line with your shoulder. You don't have to worry about this crazy early vertical forearm, but you slowly start getting it to the position where just about in front, in line with your head. Then it's vertical, and then you just have to worry about pointing your fingertips down to the bottom of the pool, keeping your palm facing back, pushing water back. That's it. That's the swimming catch. With that, you can go pretty damn fast forward without making it really extra fancy and having to worry about really extra supple, double jointed shoulders and this big swooping catch, which yes, if you're an elite swimmer, if you're Lucy Charles, we can look at that. But for the purposes of building just a proficient catch, that's enough. So Trainiacs, that is the swimming catch. Now, should you be worrying this beyond a lot of other things? If you still feel like you're out of breath when you're swimming, if you feel like you have sinky legs, if you take some video of yourself and you look wiggly, your legs are kind of moving side to side, you've got a kick that is wider than about 1.5 feet, you have things to worry about before you even get to the swim catch. We did a podcast with Kurt Spencer, one of the founders of Roka, last week, and he said, when you are starting to swim, worry more about your body being in alignment, being close to the surface of the water before you start worrying about your hands, because these aren't going to do you a whole lot of good if you're creating a whole bunch of drag from sinky legs, which often is also related to having breathing problems. So if you want to just develop the basic competency of swimming comfortably, staying at the surface of the water, go to triathlontaren.com/swim drill program. It's all about just building comfort and general capabilities in the water to get you started, and then you move on to this swimming catch. There we go. Also go check out protriathlontraining.com. Lucy and Reese did a fantastic course. Later, Trainiacs.